Welcome to the Bridge Views. Today I'm sitting down with someone who's made headlines, built legacies, and has been misunderstood more times than celebrated. You might know the name Orson Charles, but do you really know the man? From football fields to front page stories, he's lived a spotlight that most people would crumble under. But behind the noise is a human story. Raw, complex, and still unfolding. This is not just an interview, this is a real conversation to get to know the human. Orson, thank you for being here. Let's start with something simple.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. For people that may not know you or know anything about you, what is something that you would like to share about your past and kind of like what you're doing now?
So my past and something I like to share, just resiliency. Not letting the past define who you are and not letting the mistakes define what you want to accomplish. So a lot of times I use my story from the past to encourage a lot of the kids that I speak to, a lot of my boys that's coming out of the league, and then a lot of the men that deal with trauma that don't know how to talk about it. So what I do now, I have a nonprofit called Orson Charles Family Foundation, and we serve 4 tiers. The first tier is single mothers, because I'm a product of one, and we actually have an event coming up August 9th, and we're going to take them horseback riding, just create a space for them. I'm partnered up with Senator Kenya from District 34. I'm partnered up with another young lady that caters to young teen moms, and another woman that does providing resources for the mothers. So, and then I'm flying my mom in. And that's just an opportunity for the ladies to just feel the community, because we always say that it takes a village to keep the kid thriving, but I also think that it takes a community to keep that village thriving so they can pour back into the youth in our community. So we serve the single mothers, we serve the youth from grades 6 to 12, and my main thing is I want to make sure that they feel seen, heard, reaffirmed. I want to build and give them the identity that Christ gave them, not social media, and build that relationship with them. A lot of times we see that people do these events and it's like a one-off. And it's like, no, I'm here to go along life with you so we can help you along the way. And then we serve the veterans. So one thing that I realize is as we go through this transition, the veterans go through the same thing. So they do all this fighting for our country, but who's with them when they get done? And it's the same thing with us. Like we have these crowds of people that we...
So wait, who is us?
So former
In case
players.
People don't know you.
Yes. So former players. So
okay.
NFL former players.
All right.
So we go through that spotlight and we have these big crowds. Everybody wants to be on our team. But then when we leave the game, we find ourselves empty in a house full of nobody. So then a lot of times I cater to them and it's like, hey, how are you? We're here with you. Hey, let's go do something. So that's what I'm doing now.
I love that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Random. Can you horseback ride, or will this be your first time riding a horse?
So I'm not going to be there. I'm going to let my mom co-host that. So this is really just a space for them. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, space for them. I'm gonna allow the ladies to come in and speak, talk, network, and then let them do hayride, horseback riding. We're partnering up with a gentleman out there in Douglasville. That's a farm. Like he owns 18 acres. So yeah. So just let them just have their space.
That's amazing. You're always doing stuff, I feel like, with land, because aren't you building something?
I am.
And how many acres do you have?
So right now I have 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
But your goal? I know it's more than that.
So my goal right now is to build a community where we have the school in the middle, mm-hmm. and then we have a community of affordable housing, just like what Lashady McCoy is doing, because I believe that's important. Like, what is it if we have all this land and we build these $1 million houses and nobody can afford it? Because in a few years, it's going to be the have and the have not. So how can we cater to our people that just reach that bottom, like that 250, that 300? Those are the people that we want to cater to, so we can teach them about financial literacy.
$250 and $300, like $1,000. You consider that the bottom?
No, I consider that middle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, we don't need them to get in the comments like bottom. That's a little much. Okay.
No.
Okay, and then would you have them have like, I'm really into... I grew up on property after, like, middle school. We moved to the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. So, like, that sounds great. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, like, are you going to have plants and, like, gardens and herbs and all of that?
Yeah.
Or, like, a live off the land?
1,000%. So they're going to at least have a half an acre. So that's why we're getting, at least 18 or above acres, so they can have their own acres and just build their own house and then go ahead and grow whatever they want to eat, because I don't believe COVID was a mistake. I think that was a preparation for us to be aware and look at what's going on, so if it happens again, we know how to be self-sustained.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that. You're welcome. So what is it that you like to do outside of the league now? Because you have a lot of projects, it sounds like. So, like, what are your main passion projects or that you do personally for you?
So main passion project right now is the school that I was telling you about. So I actually reached out to the gentleman off your podcast as far as him having a school.
I love that.
And I talked to him as far as like my vision and my ideas that I wanted to do with the school. And he kind of just showed me, no, you don't want to do that because you're going to have too much restriction. Mm-hmm. So my school is, we're going to teach them cybersecurity, coding, day trading, trades as far as like foundation, framing, and then we're going to do some type of tech. But then also we're going to teach them Chinese, so like a foreign language.
So you want Mandarin, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be an academy. And then we want to bring back the Bible. I believe that that's where the school went wrong, taking the Bible out of the school system. So this is going to be the school that I envision, and I have I have everything written out as far as the classroom, curriculum. I have all that written out. So that's something that I'm very passionate about. Now, as far as outside of ball, what I like doing, I enjoy playing golf when you hit it right.
Okay, golf. I love that.
Thank you.
So what's your handicap?
So I'm a double bogey player. I'm working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, double bogey player. I'm working on that. Yeah.
I love that you're finding the balance. So are you that good at golf? Like, what do you feel like is something you've accomplished that, or you've mastered that nobody really claps for or knows that you've done?
So as far as golf, I don't think anybody can say that they mastered it. It's always going to be like, you're going to have a good day, you're going to have a bad day. But the thing is, you just got to be consistent with it. And I feel like golf is just like life. Like, you're going to have some bad days, you're going to have some good days. Just got to be consistent, because those bad days is not going to last long. Okay. And the question, and thank you for sending those questions, because those are some real good questions. One thing that I believe that nobody celebrates or clap for me is just the resilience. But then I'm realizing that I'm not anticipating somebody to clap, because I realize everybody's going through something. So why am I going to wait for somebody to clap for me when I realize, no, this is what I'm doing so I can teach and share with my kids and then my significant other. So just getting back up. Like, I had run-ins with the law, I had people cheat on me, I had people lied on me, but I did not let that affect my path with what he had for me.
So we kind of talked about this offline. So I've known you for a few years, and I never actually Googled you until we were going to sit down and do this. And I was surprised by some of what I saw. So when you say resilience, are you talking about some of those headlines and like just your past in general? So do you feel like you haven't gotten the, okay, this is what happened, but now look, like everybody still wants to talk about that? Or is it just that, like, the fact that you've gone through all of that and where you are now and what your focus is now?
I believe the fact that I've gone through all that and where I am now, because so two things could have happened. I could have went through that and been bitter and blamed everybody else, or I could have went through that and learned from it and use that as my story and testimony to share with other kids and other people, because at the end of the day, the story, the news is going to portray what they want.
Oh, right? For sure.
So that's why one of the main things I wanted to take this interview, hey, hear my side. This is what really happened. But then also, I'm not going to let that dictate where I'm going now. So yes and no.
So you've had a few headlines, and you said that you do want people to know, like, your side, which... Not to say that there's just, so many, but which part do you feel like is misunderstood or you haven't been able to actually get out there?
So the last incident in 2020, when I was going home for my grandmother's 70th birthday, there was an altercation down in Ybor, and a young lady proclaimed that I pointed a gun at her.
At the traffic stop?
It was at a parking spot.
Oh, arguing over a parking spot, and you pulled out a gun because you were just so upset.
And that's the thing, there was no argument. So, and I even have videos to show it. So I'm going over there, I'm asking her for the parking spot, we're not going to stay long. She goes back and forth, and the passenger reached down on the floor. So at this time, it's 12 o'clock in Tampa. So
if you know, you know.
Exactly. So I adjust myself and I pull my gun, but I'm pointing it down because I don't know if she has a gun. If she's going to shoot me, she's going to have to shoot her partner before she shoots me.
Right.
At this point, I'm defending myself because I don't know what you're pulling up. What does the news say? Oh, I pointed at a cop. I'm never going to do that at all because I love people.
I mean, as a black man, I hope you would never even try.
Exactly. So that's part of the story that they say that I did, and it was false. And that's why that case got dropped, because after they realized who I was, they tried to sue and get money, and it was like, come on.
Do you feel like she already knew who you were and that's why the argument started? Or was it like a petty argument that started and then as it's going on, it's just kind of some people double down when they're wrong?
I think it was a petty argument, but I also think that it was entitlement because there was off-duty cops. So they're like, oh, you're not going to tell me what to do. We saw this parking spot. We're going to stay here.
Were you in the parking spot first?
We was about to turn into the parking spot.
So you both are just here arguing?
Yeah. No. I stepped out the car and I was like, hey, we was waiting for that parking spot. Can you go? And so forth. And she was like, no, you're good. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm great, but we still need that parking spot. So then that's when the passenger reached down, and then that's when I adjusted myself.
That almost feels like an abuse of power. Did they tell you that they were police officers?
No.
After, I'm assuming, once the headlines hit, then it drops.
Yeah, so no, afterward, the lady was bending down for her badge, and she showed, and she was like, hey, you pulled a gun on an off-duty cop. Yeah.
That sounds like such an annoying situation.
Yeah.
So then everybody finds out about it. It goes to the media. You had to go to court, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so that incident happened. They drive off and they was like, hey, don't worry, I got something for you. So
sounds like a threat.
So at that, I didn't think anything of it. So my guy goes into the parking spot and I'm like, all right, we're definitely not going to stay here long. So I'm going down, and the only reason why I was there because one of my guys got a phone call that he got a job, and I've been praying for him. So I was like, look, hey, I got this bag that you left because we just linked up earlier that day. Let me give you this bag, and then I'm really about to leave. So as I'm walking, it's the four-way stop. And actually, when I say there was a cop that approached me, and he had his gun pointed at me, and there was 30 guns pointed at me. So at that moment, I lifted my hands, and I was like, Father, get me out of this, and I promise, like, I'm going to surrender. This is not how my life's supposed to be. Like, I don't have no kids. I don't have a wife. Like, hey, get me out of this. So he ended up booking me, taking me to the station. I didn't give no statement. I go in. My uncle bails me out. And then we go to court. And they come to us with a plea. So normally...
Right, because I have so many questions, like 30 cops for one person. Like, it seems like an abuse of power. It seems like intimidation. It seems like a lawsuit. Because they didn't tell you they were police officers. It's a petty argument. Bringing in your job after the fact has nothing to do with anything. So, I mean, that sounds very traumatic.
Yeah.
So, of course, I bet, would they offer, or are you allowed to speak about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they offer probation and then community service.
For what? Allegedly pulling a gun on an officer.
So they charged me with 3 felony and a misdemeanor. Yeah, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, carrying without my permit. So my permit had just expired. So I was living up here.
And Florida is so tricky.
Yeah, Georgia, you don't need a permit to carry. And I had my permit, but it had just expired 2 months ago. And then there was another felony charge. So I was facing at least 15 years of jail. So I got my attorney. Spot. Yeah, so I got my attorney. I was like, hey, let's fight it. I got the footage because when my uncle bailed me out, I went back to go get the footage, and it shows everything that I did. Like, I walked up to the car. I wasn't aggressive. I adjusted myself. I pulled the gun. You see the gun pointing down and everything. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and fight this. And he was like, hey, no, the judge is trying to make a statement. It got out in the news that you're a ball player. She's gonna want to make a statement, so forth. So when we went to court, they came with that plea deal, and it was like, yeah, I think your best option is just to go ahead and.
So you took it.
Yes, and then we got off of probation earlier in February. We got off early for good behavior.
Like this past.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I feel like it's so frustrating when you hear these stories, especially like as a tax-paying citizen, the people that are supposed to protect you that sometimes don't. And it just gives a bad rep for everything. So I can only imagine, like, how did you deal with the trauma after that? Like, are you triggered by police? Are you triggered by getting pulled over?
So after that, I went into rehab.
Okay.
So the league offers this like 30-day rehab in Detroit or LA. And that was the first time I really sat with, okay, Orson, who are you? What just happened? What's going on? How are you going to respond? because it hit the news. So everything that I was doing for 2 years
is under a microscope. Everything.
So, but then that was the first time I was really able to sit down after transitioning out of the league, because right when I got done in 2019, I went straight into real estate. Bought a couple of properties, started developing, started to see the money.
Okay.
So I never really had the time to be like, all right, who are you outside of these things?
Right.
And that was the time that I was able to do that. I went deeper into my word. My bishop took me back under his wing. My pastor here kind of started discipling me. And then I started to really understand, okay, this happened for a reason. I thank God that I'm here, because they could have pulled that trigger. A big black man with a gun, they could have pulled that trigger. Now, how are we going to change the narrative, right? So I used that to fuel me, and then I never really looked back. So no, I don't have any anger towards the police officer. They were just doing what they were told.
That's so big of you, because over a parking spot, I would have been livid, and all those years of probation, I probably would have never stepped foot in Florida again.
Yeah.
You said you had to do a rehab. Mm-hmm. So when I think of rehab, you normally hear it with drug and addiction problems. Mm-hmm. Was this that kind of rehab? No.
So this was more like group therapy, music therapy, scheduling your day, like organizing your day, like getting back into a routine.
So it's more like mental health therapy.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is what they offer for guys that's coming out of the league and veterans.
That's
that's how I got this. So yeah, we was there in Detroit for like 30 days. They'll cook us breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So you lived there?
Yeah, for 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah, in one house. And it was other guys. It was like 7 other guys that I played with.
I was going to ask, is it people you knew?
Yeah, yeah. We played with, or they was older. And one thing that you realize is that everybody's going through the same thing.
People are people. Everybody has.
1,000%. We're all going through the same thing. So I was able to lean on my boards. I was able to share my story. And when you realize once you share it more and more, it doesn't have anything over you anymore. Mm-hmm. But then you start changing your perspective. Okay, why did I go through this? How can I learn through this? How can I tell that other kid that may be trying to go through that same thing? So then you just realize it's way bigger than you, and then you just keep going.
And I think it takes the power away from people trying to weaponize it, like the whispers or the, oh my gosh, did you hear? If you own it, it's really hard to throw that in your face. Mm-hmm. Do you still talk to anybody from the program?
1,000%. Yeah, I check up on her. Yeah.
If your younger self met you today, because it sounds like you've had a lot of different things, what do you think would surprise him the most about like where you are, what you've accomplished, how far you've come?
If my younger self met me today, he would be extremely proud that I never gave up. Amongst all the odds that been against me, even when I was growing in the hood in East Orange, single mom, coming over to Tampa, going to a school nobody really wanted us. Nobody betted on us. Like, they talked a lot of junk against my mom. Yeah, it was bad. And then just to see the resilience, I keep talking about resilience, and I got that from my mom, but just the resilience to not give up and quit. He would be, hey, I'm extremely proud, and you are who I dreamed to be.
Did you think you were going to make it into the league? Because it sounds like there was a lot of people like.
I didn't think that I was going to make it until probably my 3rd year at Georgia.
And you're like, I got this.
But it's not even I got this, because anything could happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I've been dreaming about this since I was a little kid, and it's, oh shoot, it's in arm distance. So it's easy to swivel up and just fade away, or, hey, no, go get that. Like, you're not really going to believe it.
What made you keep going? Like, what gives you that push?
I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my tribe. I'm doing it for my people.
But before you had a tribe and before you had people like little Orson that kept going to get to that point and then just overcoming, because I think the worst thing for children is when there's adults betting against you.
Yeah.
Because it's like that, you're not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
So to have adults against you, to have all these obstacles, like what kept you just going?
Yeah, it was my people.
Your specific tribe.
Yeah.
I got
my mother,
I
my grandmother,
you
my
aunt. Tribe that you built.
Yeah,
okay.
No, my mother, my grandmother, show an example for my brothers. So even though they was talking, I was like, all right, we about to prove you wrong. And then we did that. Like, my brother graduated with his master's. Like, I graduated from Georgia. Like, we did things that they said that we wasn't going to be able to do because we came from a single parent home. and we didn't have half the stuff that all these other kids had. So it's like, all right, we'll show you.
Right. Like,
so we use that. We use that as fuel, and then at the end of the day, hey, mama, we got you. Like all this hard work that you put in, all the hours, the double shifts, like everything that you did. No, we got you.
I love that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's hard to keep going, especially when you have so many people counting you out.
Yeah.
I kind of want to circle back since we are talking about the counting you out. What do you think is one of the biggest lies that the media has told about you?
It's the same thing that you said when you read on the internet when
The police officer?
Yeah, but even that, like when you read that story before getting to know me, you're gonna have a different version of who you think I am. Yeah. And I realized that was something when I was talking to a business owner of a company, because I wanted to buy a business. I wanted to just, pick his brain. And it was like, hey, I'm not gonna lie. Like I did my research before meeting you. And after talking to you, Orson, you need to find a way to just edit your Wikipedia, because that is nothing like
I was going to ask, have you thought about like scrubbing and like paying to get it pushed down, or push some of your newer accomplishments to kind of get that so it's not the first thing?
Yeah, so I'm looking at some PR people, but a lot of PR people, they want a lot of money, and it's like, hey, can you just do the work? I'll pay you the money, but just can you just do the work? Look at the bigger picture at hand.
And make it happen.
Yeah.
What do you think, as a Black athlete, do you feel like the world gives you grace when you do make mistakes? Because when I was reading some of the things that I saw outside of the pulling gun on a officer, everything that I've seen seems like mistakes that anyone could make and people have made. But because you're on display for the world to see, it's easier to forget that you are a person and you are navigating life like everyone else. So do you think that you get grace, especially having that double, like you're an athlete and you're a Black man? Or do you think it's just hold them to the fire?
Hold them to the fire. That's what sells. Hold them to the fire. That's what sells. Giving them grace, what is that going to sell? In order for people to click on the news, or order for people to click on the social media, it got to be something tragic that happened. At what point did we switch the narrative and be like, oh, he's doing this for the community, or he's doing this for that?
Or he made a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, people make mistakes.
Well, yeah, they all do. Yeah.
But did your family give you grace, or do you feel like they kind of fed into like you should know better, why did you do this, like you're supposed to be at this standard, you're under the spotlight? Or do you feel like they were forgiving and like, how can we get through this?
So the first incident, I don't know if they held me to a certain standard or they were just hurt because we've been through so much. Like my people's immigrants from Dominica, because like my grandma was a maid, like it was like, hey, we're doing all this, and then now you have an opportunity to take our tribe to the next level, and this will happen. So I believe it was more so they was just hurt. But after that, no, my family was with me through everything. My mama was praying for me. She was checking up on me. After the last incident, like I went home and I was just still for like a month at my mom's house, and every day she'll come in there, hey, are you okay? Let's go work out. One thing that we do is we always run 2 miles together. Yeah, we run 2 miles, and she was like, hey, if you work out, you're gonna feel better. Like she never really forced or nothing.
I love that, because I do not run. If the end of the world comes, I'm done. I'm not running anywhere. So running 2 miles to think I'm not that girly. Good for you. Do you still run 2 miles?
I do.
Every day?
Not every day.
Oh, okay.
No, not every day.
I know you're in great shape. I love that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Speaking of, based on your size, you're pretty tall. How tall are you?
6'3".
Okay. Do you feel like you were ever pushed harder? Have you been this height your whole life, or?
I've been a little taller.
Okay.
I mean, shorter. I've been a little shorter.
I'm like, are you shrinking already?
No, I've been shorter. But I believe, I think when I was younger, I always wanted to be taller because there's a stereotype that, hey, if you play tight end in the league, you have to be like 6'4", 6'5". And that's always been a knock against me going to high school and going to college. And I wanted to make up in other areas. So that's why, hey, you line me up, I'm going to come hit you each and every play to make up for that size. Or I'm going to work work out with the track athletes to work on my speed so I can create a disadvantage so when I go to Georgia and so forth. So I believe like they all have their stereotypes of what they want, and then you just got to believe in yourself and then just work on the other areas that you're good at so you can be great. So they just dismiss that.
So you pushed yourself harder, technically. Nobody else had to. You're like, I got this.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you think Atlanta knows the real you, or you've been here for a while now?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what Atlanta knows because I'm not out there like that. Like I don't go out, so I don't know what Atlanta knows.
But as far as like your businesses and the things that you're doing in the community, like Atlanta is.
This is true.
So,
This is
do you
true.
think like, I mean, we know mutual people. I met you through a mutual friend, and I've never heard anything but good things about you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So do you think that Atlanta is finding out more about like what you're doing outside of just like, oh, he's an athlete or he's an ex-athlete? Do you think people are seeing like you're building the house, you're doing this for the kids, you're doing this for the single moms? Do you think people are catching on to that, or do you feel like you need to share it more?
I believe you need to share it more. I'm not sure if they're catching on, but once again, I don't know what they don't know.
What's out there?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do you think, or what's something that you wish people understood about what really happened off the field? Maybe like after a game or outside of just the legal things. I feel like after games and events, was there anything that was ever misunderstood that you wanted clarity around?
As far as all the legal stuff, I'm learning.
Yeah.
This is my first time at life.
Right.
Like, I don't have all the answers. I didn't have my father to kind of guide me through some things, although I had some of the brothers in the church. Like, I'm learning. And unfortunately, we have to learn through our mistakes, but I'm glad and grateful that I get the opportunity to learn.
I love it. You're always very in tuned with like learning and asking people very inquisitive, deep questions. Did that come from the therapy program?
Yes.
Okay.
And I constantly still do therapy as well.
Really? How often do you go?
Once a week.
You have a therapist here in Atlanta, or do you do telehealth?
No, I have a therapist here in Atlanta.
I love it. Do they specialize on like athletes, or how'd you find them?
So we get Cigna. So the lead's doing a better job with helping us with mental health and therapy sessions. So we get 12 free sessions with our therapist, and if we like them, then we can continue on and they pay for it. So after me going with Dominic, he's my therapist, great guy, a brother. He's from the islands as well, and he shoots me straight, and I love it. Like, he does not shy away. Hey, Orson, you're wrong. Or have you thought about it from this perspective? Or
So he'll challenge you.
yeah,
It's
100%.
not just like a yes man.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, he'll make me think for myself instead of taking on his opinion.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's always good.
Is there a part of yourself that you're still working on, like learning how to love?
I think that's an ongoing thing. I think the moment that you stop and think that you have it all figured out, no, you're dead. So I'm learning to love myself each and every day.
And what does that look like?
Giving myself grace, being patient with myself, understanding that, hey, you are where you're supposed to be.
Isn't that the hardest? Like not pushing what you want and just accepting like, okay.
Why does it have to be hard, though?
So you don't think it's hard?
No, but I'm asking, why does it have to be hard? Because if he given us everything that we wanted, would we ask him for anything? Or would we still be where we want to go?
That's fair.
Yeah.
See, I'm not patient. You're patient. I'm like, I want my blessings now. Like, I thought about it. Where is it? Like, is it on the horizon?
But I had to grow into that.
Yeah.
Because if he gave it to me now, I would have messed it up. Because I'm not who I used to be.
And you're not ready because you haven't.
Exactly.
I love you're very emotionally mature, I feel like, in your conversations. Is it hard for you when you're trying to date to find someone? Because you've mentioned a family, you've mentioned a wife, and you've mentioned children.
Yeah.
So do you have someone? Are you looking for someone?
I'm still looking for that person, but I believe dating looks different to me now. Like, I'm asking an intentional question. And then off rip, I'm going to believe what you show me. I think a lot of times we tend to make up this facade as far as, oh, no, she's going to be this, or I'm going to believe what she say. And it's like, no, I got to look at your actions, right? We're going to have to, no.
No, that's real. That's real. Because people can tell you anything.
1,000%.
But what do you show me? How do you show up? How do you appear?
Yeah.
Because I can sell you the sun, the moon, and the stars.
Yeah. And I'm going to put you in certain situations. Hey, let's go out to this event. And I'm going to see how you treat people. because how you treat people is a reflection of how you treat yourself and how you love yourself. So I think it has been challenging because I've done the work. And I think a lot of people, and I can't speak for people, but I think a lot of people, it's hard for them to do that work. So because healing hurts.
Would you prefer to date someone that's in therapy then? Or that has done therapy? Because I think a lot of people that are open to the idea of therapy are open, similar to you, like they're open to looking at different pathways of things, or they're open to different opinions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that hard? Do you date within your community, or are you open?
I need a sister.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's real?
Yeah, I need a sister. I don't knock anybody that goes outside, but I need a sister. And then, yes, I would prefer somebody that's in therapy.
Okay.
Like actively working on building themselves and getting to know who they are.
Was it hard to have these therapy questions with your mom? Like, I feel like there's a stigma with Black people and the islands, and you're getting all of it. And I feel like island moms are very, like, having a Black mom is already a lot, but an island mom or, like, an African mom is like, all right. Was it hard when you were like, Mom, this made me feel this way? Was she just looking at you like, what?
So... yes, a conversation that we had when I was on discovering my father's side, because I did an ancestry test, and I realized that I'm like 54% Nigerian. So I had this question with her because I never asked about my father. I never wanted to know about him because I was like, look, you left us nowhere good. And going to therapy and kind of breaking that down and wanting to know that side and hiring PIs to figure out who he is, there were certain questions that they would ask me, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. Let me go ask my mom. So I would go ask my mommy, and she started breaking down crying because she said that she felt that she was a failure.
She probably felt like she wasn't enough.
Yeah, she felt that she wasn't enough. She felt that everybody else was talking about her and that she didn't do a good job. And I stopped her right there. I was like, Mommy, you did a wonderful job. I would not have changed nothing for the world. I just want to know who he is so I can ask him. Yeah. So I can ask him questions so I know how to be a better father or be a father when I do have kids, and or be a husband when that wife do come. So we sat down, we talked about it, and it was just a beautiful thing, an encounter that I had with my mom, and I felt that just took us like 10 notch ahead, just reassuring her, and it, in a sense, that was kind of therapy for her.
Did she go to therapy?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. But you know, that island culture, that's like...
That's what I was wondering, like, are you breaking them down? Or are you getting them in?
Yeah, like, you got to break through the walls dealing with them. And I pray for them every day, and that's the grace that I got to extend.
I love it. Do you think fame kind of broke you?
Yes, but it was a good breaking, because just like you mentioned earlier, if I went through all those things and it never went on the news, or I never got into trouble, who's to say I would be here now? Because if it's undealt with, it's going to come up later on. It's just going to be bigger. So I believe me dealing with, the DUI before I got drafted, me dealing with all those things had me sit down and look at myself, and had me like challenge myself on, hey, what's going on? Why? Like, getting to the root of it. Like, why did you feel that you had to do that? Why did you put yourself in that situation or circumstance? Why did you
How long did it take you to get to that, though? Was it until therapy, or did you kind of like try to deal with it along the way?
It's an ongoing journey. Like, it's an ongoing journey. So I'm not going to say that incident happened and then a month later, like, I was there.
Right.
No. I believe like series of things happen for me to be like, okay, oh, I didn't know that was there. Let me address this. Oh, I didn't know that was there. Let me get to the root of that. Oh, that was a branch. Let me cut that off and figure out where did that come from.
Do you guys, I know you said after the league you're able to get therapy. Is that offered during the league as well? So like going in, were you able to kind of work through some of those things? Because I feel like there's so much thrown at celebrities in general. Mm-hmm. And like social media wasn't as prevalent then. However, you're having money, you're having opportunities, women, men, people, just there's so many people that want a piece.
Yeah.
And want to cling and leech. Like, do they have programs that kind of like help you guys deal with that and navigate that? Or is it kind of like you're 18, 19, 20, figure it out, good luck?
We give you all this money. You go figure it out. They don't care. It's like modern day slavery. We give you this money. You go figure it out. You dealing with this trauma, that's on you. We giving you this money. Go
just throw
figure
this
it
ball.
out. Yeah. Just like what they said, LeBron, hey, stop talking about this, dribble the ball and shut up. So I believe now people are taking advantage of the therapy and speaking out. And then just even, there's a story that one of my guys shared, I'm not going to share his name. He had got arrested for something and spent 24 hours in jail. Came out and was like, hey, that's the best rest I ever got. And I'm like, oh,
that's
man,
so
we are hurting in silence. And it's a book that I read, The Moment That the Man Demands by Jason Wilson, and he talks about that. And I advocate for everyone, go to therapy, and they're doing a better job. So yes, to answer your question, is they do offer it while we get into the league, and even in college, I believe. But when you're locked in, your only priority is, hey, I need to beat him out. I need to make this money. I need to get this job so I can provide for my family.
Do you think that's hard? Because I feel like oftentimes, like when I talk to men, especially black men, it's always this no one checks on us. Like nobody actually asks us, like, how are you? Like I had asked one of my friends, he's from the islands, and one of our friends had passed, and I was just like, like, how are you doing? And he was like, nobody's asked me. Like, do you think that adds an extra layer being in the league? Because now it's like, oh, well, you have the money, so you should be fine. Like, I don't need to ask you. You should be okay. Do you think that adds another layer to not being asked, not being checked on, not ensuring that, like, your mental is okay?
First of all, thank you for asking that question.
Yeah.
So when I do my events for the kids, that's the first thing I'm asking them. Like, hey, how are you? How was your night? And I'm giving them hugs, and I'm saying at the end before they leave, hey, I love you. Because 9 times out of 10, they never heard a man do that, or a man never even said that to them. So definitely thank you for doing that. But yeah, so they have this perception that, yes, because we have all this money, that we're supposed to be perfectly fine. And it's like, no, just because we have the money, we're dealing with the same stuff that y'all are dealing with. It's just heightened because the playing field is just different.
Right.
But 1,000%. Like there was a meme that I saw on Instagram that a guy said, I want to say his daughter brought him flowers, and he was like, oh, thank you for bringing me flowers. Like, we never get our flowers until we're dead.
Literally.
And that's a sad thing, but we have so much responsibilities on our shoulders. So yeah, no, definitely thank you for asking that question.
Of course. What do you feel responsible for? Because it sounds like from adolescence going up, you had a lot on your plate in terms of what you wanted to personally accomplish. So like, I can't imagine being that young and just like trying to go through, and then when you are given the opportunity and it is that close, like, oh, I can make it to the league. What was that feeling and stress like of being the one to try to make it, to put your whole family on? Because I think we oftentimes talk about like, well, you got it, so like, you should put your mom on, you should buy your cousin the car, you should give everybody everything that they ask. How was that mentally, like, knowing people were like relying on you to not only do the work to get drafted, but then get picked, get drafted, get all this money? Like, how was that mentally?
The thing is, I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I'm such a family-oriented person. It's like, hey, I make it, we all make it. Now, I believe that my bishop back at home put a lot of speculations in place with like, hey, you don't owe it to all these people that's coming out the woodwork. You owe it to your mother and then your brother, and that's it. You don't even owe me anything. So him putting that in place and him talking to my family definitely helped. But at the end of the day, like, I bought my mom the house. I got my grandma the car. Like, I got my aunties all these things. And they knew that I did it out of the abundance of my heart. Like, no.
You don't feel like that was extra stress at all, or extra on your mental, like knowing that you're going to help your mom and you're going to give her this house and give her this like better life essentially? Or you never just...
I didn't look at it as stress. I looked at it as fuel. Okay. Like, you need to go do this because you have to go take care of this, because it's now on you now. So I didn't look at it as stress at the time.
And you were drafted what year?
2012.
And that was when you said a DUI around that time?
Yeah, so that was right before the DUI. So I went through the combine. I was supposed to be the first tight end. I was the first tight end on that class. Went to the combine, got interviewed by 27 teams, and killed the combine. Then I go to pro day, killed that. I'm still supposed to be selected first round, the 31st pick. And I decided, I just turned 21, so I decided to just go out and have a drink with my people. And at this time, I never drank, never smoked. So I was like, all right, well, let me just go celebrate with my people. And we ended up going to downtown Athens. I'm taking everybody home because I was the more sober one, waiting for one of my guys to tell me where to go. Policeman right there, and take the test, pass the test. But then he was like, no, you need to go do a breathalyzer. So I called our player engagement guy. I was like, hey, should I go? He was like, yes, you're good. So I go in the car. He takes me. I was like, hey, sir, like I promise I'm not going to do this again. Can you take me back? I'm about to get drafted. He was like, hey, don't worry. I know who you are. You'll be fine. So the moment he said that, I was like, oh, shoot. So I go to the station. I take the test. The limit
You
was
had to go to the
0.8.
station to take the breathalyzer?
Yes.
That seems interesting.
So so the limit is a .08. Guess what I blew?
A .09 or .08? Just
I
right
blew
on it?
.09. He was like, oh, I thought you was more drunk. So I was like, all right, you'll let me go. He was like, no, I got to book you. Yeah.
You've just had like these great one-off experiences that are so...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all learning lessons. I'll definitely learn.
So with all of that and people like knowing you and knowing all these things, and I mean, that has to be so awkward to talk to somebody and they're like, I know you. Or like, oh, I know exactly who you are. What do you think behind like closed doors amongst like your NFL brothers? What's the real like NFL locker room culture? Like, are you guys supporting each other? Are they giving you advice? Like once you're in, like, don't do this, do this. Is it kind of like help and learn from me? Or is it just, again, a fend for yourself, like figure it out?
It's all the above, but it's your perspective. It's how you approach it. So if you're going to go in there arrogant and prideful and be like, hey, I'm going to take your spot where I'm good, I know it all, you're going to fail. Because the OGs, the old ones, they want to help. They want, because they know they're coming out and they want to see the young boys come in. Yeah, they want to see that. But if you don't ask the question, if you're not going in there being a student, they're going to let you go ahead and, okay, you got it? You don't got no questions? All right, bet. And then you'll join it all. But at the end of the day, the locker room, that's what we really miss. Like, yes, sometimes I miss, well, not even sometimes, I miss hitting. Like, I miss practice. But I really miss the boys. I miss the camaraderie. And then every time I talk to my guys, and even the veterans, that's what we really miss. We miss the camaraderie. We miss the locker room. So that locker room is everything and above. Like, we're going to joke, we're going to clown, we're going to learn about investment from, and unfortunately, we're going to learn about investment from the Caucasians. We're going to learn about all this and that. But yeah, those was great times. I loved every locker room that I was in, and I learned something from every locker room.
Do you think there's a way that you could recreate that locker room? Like, I feel like here in Atlanta especially, there's a lot of retired athletes. Is there a way to, like, kind of recreate that environment where you guys can come together?
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm the vice president of the Atlanta NFL PA Atlanta chapter.
What is that?
So NFL Players Association.
Okay.
So it's all the former players that live in Atlanta. We get together once a month and we let them know about the benefits. We let them know about some of the events that we have coming up. So the next event we have coming up is financial literacy. And this is somebody that been vetted. So, hey, how do you take it? Like, how you take advantage of
somebody's
401k?
cousin that's going to be...
Yeah. Like, how you take advantage of your 401k? How do you take advantage of your annuity? How do you take advantage of some of these investments that they have in the lead that you just got to apply for? So we give
some friends in private banking if you need some help.
Hey, we do. So we want to make sure that they know that. But then also some of the things that's happening in our community, we want to bring awareness. So the colon cancer.
Yes.
So, hey, you don't have to get anything stuck up your behind anymore. It's just blood work. So we're partnering, and that event is in 2 months. We're partnering with a company that's all they do. So Beyonce's dad is coming. We're going at the gathering spot. We're bringing all the guys and bring your significant other because we realize that they're going to be the one that push you to go to the hospital.
Break you down and go get checked out.
Yeah. So we're creating that locker room because we realize that we missed that, and we realized that nobody's checking up on us and like, hey, how are you? So that's an opportunity once a month for us to come together. Hey, how you doing? How the kids and so forth, and learn about the benefits.
That's amazing, and I hope you can like kind of recreate that. But you did mention something that I want to ask. There is a rise, or at least it's being talked about more, with colon cancer and prostate cancer and just getting these exams. Do you think that it's harder, athletes or not, just trying to discuss like health matters amongst your friends and to try to get them to get checked, because it is like uncomfortable, like to get your colon checked or your prostate checked? It's not what I would want to sign up for to go, but it's definitely necessary.
Yeah.
Do you find when you're trying to have these conversations or when you bring it up, like, hey, did you go to the doctor? Like, are you going to get this done? Do you find that hard to have those conversations or to like bring up the fact that it needs to be more serious than what it is?
No, because we're dying. Like, I've had so many of my guys die because they didn't take the test. I had so many of my guys dying because nobody talked about it. So once you experience that, my brother, hey, what's your number? If you don't know your number, hey, let me set you up. Let me call this number. Let me walk you through this process, and I'm right here with you. We have to stop being shameful. We have to stop being prideful. And it's only in our community. You go to the other community, they talking about it like it's an everyday conversation. Well, why can't we?
I think it goes back to like deeper rooted issues.
1,000%.
Sure.
So let's break that.
Do you think, or have you done like a day when you're like, everybody, we're going to go get this exam? The doctor's office open from this time, let's go.
So that's the event that we have in 2 months. So Harvard studies come in and they're going to have a bunch of nurses just doing your blood work and just knowing your numbers.
Do you know your, how often do you do blood work? Like, do you know your blood type and do you get your blood work checked yearly?
Yes, so I'm a B negative and I do. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm O positive, but I had read in Brandon Bouchard's book, I think it's like Highly Effective Habits or High Performing, something like that. And he said every year he goes and gets a blood panel because that sets you up to know where you stand.
Yep.
If something's high, if something's low.
Yep.
So you're in tune to everything.
Yeah, I have to be.
And how often are you getting your blood checked?
So every year. So I go in, I get the full panel. I just left a study that they provided for us out there in Pittsburgh. And I was like, hey, I want to get everything done so I know, because my main thing is I'm going to be able to run around with my kids. Whenever I have them, I'm going to be that active father. Like when y'all get done with practice, we got practice after practice. My daughter want to go cheerleading. Hey, I'm going to her cheerleading practice or whatever, and we go to practice. I want to be an active father. So in order for me to do that, I need to know what's going on with me.
And you need to be here, right?
Yes.
So you've mentioned the way that you show up for people. Who in the league gave you like real brotherhood and who switched up when things got tough?
So that's the thing. I don't believe anybody switched up.
Okay.
But everybody have their own family and life. So you got to think about it. I'm coming in to lead at 21, and I'm in a locker room full of people that's in their 30s with 4 kids and a wife. So I can't expect for them to all
drop everything.
Yeah. I can expect that. But if I was to ask them, hey, yes, come over.
Was there anybody you felt disappointed in that you thought would have showed up and didn't?
No.
You don't have to name drop.
No, because it's how I showed up to them. Like,
you feel like it was energy match.
Yeah,
okay.
Because I'm always, and one of the answers to your question, behind closed door, I'm a student. So I'm always like, right when I get to a locker room, I'm going to find that OG, but like, hey, how did you do this? How did you do that? How did you do that? Like, you've been married for 20 years. What's the secret? Like, I'm always going to ask those questions. So I don't think anybody switched up, but the one person that that stood out was Ben Watson on every level. Now, he was an OG at Georgia. He was there when I got drafted. I played with him in New Orleans. And when I say just a great man, like I think he had 7 kids with 1 woman. He was a God-fearing man. His dad was a pastor. He preached the gospel. He stands on it. Like, he's in news broadcast. Like, he's just a wonderful man, and he broke it down to me. And I'm in New Orleans at a young age, and I'm going out and this, that, and the third. And he was like, hey, Orson, no, what you doing? Like, hey, what's the bigger purpose? Why are you doing it? Right. And he really sat me down and took me under his wing. So I'm always gonna forever love him for that.
I love that. So all the teams you've played for, name them for me. Let's start collegiate. You were at Georgia, right?
Go Dogs, UGA.
Okay. Then where?
Got drafted by Cincinnati.
Okay.
Went to Detroit.
Okay.
Kansas City. And ended in Cleveland.
You just love Ohio.
I do.
You love Ohio. Cleveland is like right there. So I grew up in Ohio and Pennsylvania, so I'm like right there.
Okay.
All right. UGA is like a little cult. Like they are so deep down here. How was it?
Loved it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have changed it for the world. So coming out of high school in 08, 09, I had offers from all the schools. And really, before the school year, I was like, hey, if I was to get an offer from Miami, I'm committing. Like that.
Period.
I'm
saying.
School. Yeah, that's my school. And it wasn't until I had that conversation with Randy Shannon and I went down there with my mom, he's sitting there cussing me out. And I'm like, hold up. Like, do you not know, like, hey, just show me a good time. Let me talk to the coaches.
What was the reason?
I have no idea. But I later found out, and I'll tell you what the reason is.
Okay.
So I come back home, did the visit, sour taste in my mouth, and I called Coach Panungio. He was a tight end coach. And he actually called me, and he was like, hey, Orson, I love you. I love your family. But I'm going to let you know, we're not one team. Do not come here.
Ooh.
And once he said that, I was like, you know what, Coach, I appreciate you for letting me know.
I love that transparency.
1,000%. I'm not gonna come. I'm not gonna come. So going through my senior year, we ended up winning states. I did not commit early. I wanted to give my boys everything I had, and after I was gonna take all my visit. And one of my favorite visits was Georgia. Every time I went up there, like I saw the coaches' kids playing with each other. The coaches was always telling me the truth. But it wasn't until, and I'm big on family. And it wasn't until I sat down with Coach Rick. You know, all these coaches kind of sell you a dream. You'll do this, you'll do that. Mm-hmm. And Coach Rick sat me down and was like, hey, Orson, I know you're a great football player, but I'm here to make you a better man because there's not enough leaders and men out here.
I love that.
1,000%. And not knowing that he was discipling me, and those were those words, and sold me. I was like, hey, mama, I'm going to come here. Ended up going to Georgia. My high school quarterback, Aaron Murray, went as well. I played there for 3 years, and then I had a conversation with Coach Dungy, Tony Dungy, because his son played at my school. Had a conversation with my mom and my bishop to figure out if we're going to leave early or if we're going to stay. And one thing that I did tell them and made a commitment was, if I decide to leave early, I'm going to come back and get my degree. So after every season, I came back and finished school, and I got my degree in 2016.
No, that's right. So you're welcome. Like finishing is so hard, and I feel like it does not get enough credit. Mm-hmm. So I love that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How many visits did you do?
I did all 5. I took advantage of all that.
Okay.
So I went to USC because my mom never been outside the country. Like, she never been outside the state. So I was like, hey, let's just go out there, Southern Cal. Let's just go out there and meet Pete Carroll. It was just beautiful. So I took a visit there. Took a visit to Florida. And I'm not sure if you know, but I accidentally dropped the national championship trophy. It was a thing.
No.
Yeah, it was a thing. So I ended up taking a visit there, and they're showing me this was Tim Tebow's era. Okay. And they had the national championship trophy here and a Heisman trophy here in the swamp. And me and my people were eating. So I take a picture of the national championship trophy, and then I scoot around and take a picture of the Heisman trophy. So I squat down and take a picture of Tim Tebow, and all of a sudden the ball was open on 3-pong. It hit the table and hit the floor and shattered. And when I tell you, you can hear a pin drop.
That's so awkward.
1,000%. I was like, oh my gosh, are they gonna make me pay for this?
Right. What happened?
Nobody, like, it never happened before, so nobody knew what to do.
And how old are you?
At this time, I was 18. I want to say I was like 18.
I probably would have cried. I would have been so embarrassed. I probably would have cried. I would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get sent right back home, and my mom is going to get me. Like, what?
So Urban Meyer came and found out, and he was like, well, I guess you're a Gator now, and shook my hand. So
that's awkward. Did you feel any pressure?
Needless to say, when I made that commitment to Georgia, my coach was like, "Hey, you got to call all the teams and let them know you're going to Georgia." He cursed me out. It was like, "Hey, we didn't want you anyway. We're gonna beat you every year." So that Georgia-Florida game was always,
it was even worse.
1,000%. It was always like a rival. So that happened, and then come to find out later on, I realized why I had that argument, or why he was yelling at me was Randy Shannon. So the boosters and everybody wanted me. He didn't want me. He wanted all his Miami kids. So I found that
Beefing
out
with
later.
a child is so weird. Like, because you're from Tampa, right?
Yeah.
So because you weren't from Miami, you would have taken one of his spots for who he wanted?
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had your 5 college visits, and then as far as your teams, you were up north a lot.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite team that you played for, and why?
That's hard to answer
I know.
because every team
Very
brought
different.
something. Like, I needed every team in order to be a captain at Cleveland. So Cincinnati, like, it was 7 Georgia guys on there, so I felt like I was back at Georgia. A.J. Green, Sean Williams, Geno Atkins, Clint Boling, Robert Gathert, and they took me under their wing.
That's amazing.
Then I went to Detroit. I was able to play with Matthew Stafford, and I was able to learn the game. Like, so
you're not giving me what I want. So how about this? What was your favorite place to live while playing for the teams? Just name the team.
New Orleans.
Yeah. Favorite food?
New Orleans.
Culture?
New Orleans.
Camaraderie?
Kansas City.
Supported the most?
Cleveland.
The baddies?
New Orleans. New Orleans.
Okay. Which one surprised you the most?
Cleveland.
Really?
I love Cleveland. I stayed downtown Ohio. Like,
You know, Cleveland is the only place that I've been to the most professional football games.
Really?
Yes.
And what'd you think?
Well, my dad's business partner used to have box seats, so I'd just always go.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, it was cool. I mean, I've been going since I was younger, so it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the last game I went to was a Browns game right before COVID. But I love their field. I love the energy.
Yep.
I feel like there's nothing like an up north. Down south has it down pat with collegiate.
Yep.
I will not touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
We know how to party. They know how to play and party. Like, we do great tailgates, but then it kind of dies off.
Uh-huh.
Up north, like NFL, you have your real fans.
100%.
Like Cleveland, if you've ever been to a game in the winter in Cleveland, like your hand warmers, hot chocolate, hat, scarf, thick socks. So to play, I can't imagine getting hit like that. Like that's a different.
And that crowd is live. It's selling out every year.
Every time.
game. Yeah.
Every game.
Yeah.
Was it hard coming from down south to playing up north and playing in the snow? And I mean, it has to feel different on your body.
So that's one of the main reasons why I chose UGA, because I wanted to experience some level of cold. Now, I didn't want to go all the way to Michigan, but I wanted to experience some level of cold because I knew that I won't be able to pick where I play when I get to that next level.
Okay.
So GA actually prepared me for playing at Cincinnati when it got cold.
Okay. And did you feel prepared enough? I mean, Cincinnati, it's not on the water like Cleveland, but it's still...
To a certain extent. Like, it's one of those things that there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know when you get into the NFL. Politics, that's undefeated. Like, that's it. If the owner don't want you or don't like you, you're gone.
Yeah.
And then understanding that every Tuesday they're trying out new people, regardless if you're doing good or not.
Oh, wow.
So
I didn't know that.
Constantly, 1,000%. You're constantly on, like, looking over your shoulders, or like, hey, am I doing it, or am I going to get
That's like
cut?
very anxiety provoking. Like, do I have a job?
You got to show up no matter what. So every Tuesday, like, people are getting tryouts and so forth, and politics is still going. They got cameras around the building and watching everything. You're getting playbooks this thick every week to prepare. If you don't pick
So
it
your
up,
retention is great.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So if you don't pick up that playbook, all right, next man up. Like, it's a business.
What'd you think playing in the snow the first time? Like, seeing it, playing in it, were you like, oh my gosh?
You can't.
But I'm saying, like, because you would have been living there when it was already dropping before the game, or did it drop, like, on a game?
No. So we never made it to the playoffs, so that's when it really got cold.
Gotcha.
But I experienced snow at Georgia.
Yeah.
So when I first experienced
That is not
snow,
real snow.
Look, it
When?
snowed that year.
When?
That year.
What year?
I want to say 2011.
Okay.
that year that it snowed, like they canceled practice. We out there making snowballs.
I'm from up north. Like we get snow days. Like this little hit the window and dissipate is not snow.
No, it stick for a couple of days that year.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll let you have that one.
I remember that. That was fun.
You're like I'm remembering.
Yeah.
All right. What's your wildest, craziest NFL story? Don't get in trouble. And you don't have to name drop. But give me something that's like, I cannot believe this happened.
I'd rather not say.
You don't have anything good? It doesn't have to be incriminating.
I'd rather not say. We got to leave the past in the past.
Really? You're not going to give me anything? Not a party, not an experience, not a dinner, it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
So I think one thing that people often hear about is those rookie dinners.
Mm-hmm. Drop the card.
Yeah.
Pay it.
So I remember it was Drake Kirkpatrick first year, and the veteran in that room was Pac-Man Jones.
Okay.
And he a wild one, and I believe they flew in some people, let's just say some people from Miami. And it was like a 2-day event, and that tab was pretty expensive.
And he had to pay it?
He had to pay, yeah. Now, they tried that with me, and I was like, absolutely not.
I was just going to ask.
Absolutely not.
So it was a firm boundary?
1,000%. And if y'all want to fight, what's up? It's like, I'm not at all.
That's right. You better stand 10 toes, because this is what I ordered.
Exactly.
What do you think that tab was that he covered? Over 100? Over 200?
Probably 150.
And how much was his signing bonus?
A couple of meals. Yeah.
But still, but still, a lot of it gets spent before they even are finished signing. Like, a lot of it's already gone. So
yeah,
that's a lot.
What are we teaching our young ones?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So those dinners are real. They're trying to change it, but they're real.
1,000%.
What do you think is the most that's been spent at one of those dinners that you've seen or been around or heard?
That's probably one of the most expensive I've seen. Yeah, because every other team, they don't really do that. Like the veterans in that group, it's like, no, we know what you're.
What team was this?
Cincinnati.
I bet like 75% of that was drinks.
Yeah.
Is it wine or bottles?
Bottles, and bottles.
And that's crazy to think that you're spending thousands on a $275 bottle. That's sick.
Yeah.
Was there anything that surprised you when you made it to the league to find out was true? That was like so outlandish. You're like, there's no way that's true. And then you saw it and you were like, oh my gosh, this is true. Besides the dinner?
The girls.
The groupies?
Yeah, you got to be mindful of them.
Oh, it's wild.
You definitely got to be mindful. And they'll sell you a dream. Talk sweet water to you.
What's the sweetest water that's been talked to you?
I can't say that because I done got God. I can't put that out there. I don't know if I overcame it or not because it never happened again.
You got to give the young ones some like, don't collect this red flag. It's a red flag, bro. Like, don't grab this one.
But if I say it, will they listen? Because at the end of the day,
they can't say they ain't never heard it before.
This is true. What would I tell them? Just be mindful.
What does that look like? Because I feel like there's beautiful women everywhere. So is it necessarily the in your face, like, I'm trying to get pregnant tomorrow and get this check?
No, that's that.
So when they're up front like that?
No, that's that.
Run.
That's that. Show up to the hotel, make an eye contact. Oh, let's go. No, that's that. Like, that thing is real. That thing is real. You got to run. That thing is real.
Run fast.
Yeah.
Don't look. Don't blink.
At all.
Do you still get approached on, like, groupie status?
Nah, because I'm not out there like that.
Fair. When you were, was there a lot of...
No, because I never really went out.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't out there like that.
So that would be your advice. Stay in the house so you don't get approached?
Yeah. Just be mindful.
Do your coaches do anything to, like... I've heard of the sections. You have the wives sections, you have the girlfriend sections, and then you have the sections from the people met last night.
Yeah.
So do they do anything to kind of like, hey, these are known groupies, like avoid them? Because, I mean, the girls have to be the same girls if they're not getting picked up.
You said the coaches? Do the coaches say it?
Anybody, like either coaches or anybody that's like, hey, you guys are new here, avoid Alyssa.
They are paying you millions of dollars to perform on their field. They can care.
So you would think they could care to make sure that you're performing and not performing.
They don't care. That's
No.
you. They pay you millions of dollars to catch that ball, make that tackle, block for the quarterback.
Any of the OGs give you guys heads ups or anything? Or you just all blind leading the blind?
Well, no, that's the thing. You got to go ask them. They'll tell you.
But they're not just divulging information.
No, because you don't know if they still doing it.
You guys need a board with just faces of avoid these people right here. If they approach you, don't talk to them.
So it's funny because Dion did that at Colorado.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the same time that he had Brittany Renner come in, who was messing with one of the young boys?
Yeah.
That just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Bring her in so she could just find who she wants right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that helps?
No.
Do you think that encouraged them wanting to talk to her versus like actually listening?
Yeah, because they don't believe it's true until they go through it. But now that it's not even starting in the league, it's starting in college.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So it's hard to really find true love or who's really there for you. That's the hard part.
Now you can't find love because you think they just reaching in them pockets.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
It is.
Well, it's a good thing nobody's like really on that anymore, and you're low key enough that you're like, oh, she actually likes me.
Yeah.
So you've been in the league for a while. You worked for a couple different teams. What are all the accolades and awards that you've received when you're not breaking other people?
One of the ones that stick out is I recently got inducted to Georgia UGA's Hall of Fame, and then made the All-Century team.
When was that?
So that was, 2 months ago?
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Brought my mom.
You're welcome.
And let her experience that, my brother and my aunt.
What'd you get? Like, what does that look like?
So I got a plaque, and
Okay.
I'll go to Georgia later on one of the games, and I'm sure they'll do something for me there as well. So
That's
that was
super
yeah.
exciting. I love it. So did you celebrated? You had like a nice family dinner and did all the things?
Yeah, with my people.
Okay. And then for people that might not know what that award is, in case we do have some people that don't know, what is it?
So being one of the best tight ends that came
Say that again?
Georgia, being one of the best tight ends.
One of the what?
Being one of the best tight ends that came at Georgia.
Ever.
Yeah.
Okay. You better pop it. So one of the best tight ends at Georgia ever.
Yeah.
You're the first to receive this award?
Yes.
That's so great. So they just made a category for you?
Well, no, it's every position. So quarterback, running back, defensive back. So I'm the first one at tight end.
How does that make you feel? Is it validating?
Yes and no. It made me... Sometimes I feel undeserving because I couldn't have done it by myself. Like it was my quarterback, it was my O-line, it was the team. Like I was on a great team, so I give it all to them. And I wish that they could have did something where we brought everybody back and we celebrated together. But yeah, it was...
So now you have to have a party and bring everybody together to celebrate the group effort to get you the best ever award.
Nah, we put that in the past. We're on to the next challenge.
Okay. Do you have any projects, movements, or ideas that are going on? I know you mentioned the moms. Is there anything that's like open to the public that they can sign up or do, or anything that you would like people to show up and support?
Yeah, so we have that horseback riding with the single mothers August 9th. Then I'm in beginning talks with back to school, just haircut. Like I don't want to do a camp. I just want to get all the kids.
I love that.
And just cut their hair, because one thing that I'm realizing when I go to the barbershop, I'm seeing all these ladies bring their sons, and it's like it's not supposed to be like that. So I want to kind of help in that. But one of the biggest projects that I'm working on right now is at school. So I sat down with Councilwoman Kay Chabelle and her colleagues, and I gave them the idea, and they loved it. Now they're waiting for me to bring back the drawings. So that's one of the things that I would love people to kind of collab with me on.
So what do you need for the school? Like what's left that needs to be done? It sounds like architecture, probably builder.
So I'm the builder and I have the architect on the team.
Okay.
But just the resources and the backing.
Like what resources? Financial?
So resources as far as working with kids, actually like shadowing somebody that has a school. That's why I reached out to your guy for like 6 months, because they're like, okay, we see you're working in construction. We can approve you building it, but we don't see you working with kids. We can't approve that.
Gotcha.
So I don't have any experience in that. So just really shadowing somebody and just learning from them.
So you're going to need teachers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this K through 12?
So yes, K through 12. And one thing, I went to Kenya on a mission trip, and we spoke at a couple of schools, and I loved how they broke it down. So they're in school from 6:30 to 7.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm thinking about, and those kids was phenomenal.
That's a long day.
Those kids was phenomenal. But then if we was to implement that here, how much of a bigger impact would that be in our community? I'm providing jobs opportunity. So the single mothers, they'll be having an opportunity to work or 2 jobs if they need.
And it kind of avoids the need for daycare until 6:30.
Exactly.
Are you looking at more like Montessori style? Like, is it a mix between kind of like a learn with how your brain is developing and like work on what you want to work on? Is it more structured? Are you looking for like a normal school day mixed with Montessori? Like, what is...
So when you say Montessori, what do you mean?
Like the legit Montessori schools. Are you familiar with them?
No.
It's kind of like... I don't have children, so I hope nobody comes for me with this. But my interpretation of Montessori is they kind of just let the kids do what they want. So there's some structure in terms of like, okay, we're reading and there's books. But then if the kid decides like maybe they want to go tell time, they can do that. Or there's building blocks. So it's learning styles, but it's more of like maybe today you only want to do science. Okay, we're going to put you in the science room and that's all you're going to do. You don't have to necessarily do math from this time to this time. So it's still structured, but if you're not feeling it, they're not going to force you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes Montessori does get very lazy because people think, oh, your kid's just running around doing whatever. And yes, it can absolutely be that way, but there has to be some level of structure. Mm-hmm. But you'll see, look it up, you'll see more like, I feel like it's sensory as well. So having them have their own independence. Pick out your clothes for today. Find your Monday block and line that up with what you have going on today. You know, when you wake up in the morning, make your bed, mm-hmm. go over here, do this, do this. So it gives them the independence, but it's still structured teaching.
Yeah. So as they get older, we'll do that. But you have to train the kids. You have to teach them.
Yeah, because this starts in pre-K. Montessori is pre-K through 12.
Yes, yeah. So a little bit of both. But
okay.
At the early stages, we got to teach them. We got to train them up. And then once they kind of get a little older and they kind of feel like, hey, I want to do this over the other, then we'll let them do that. But everything's going to be structured.
Okay. Was there anything else that you had wanted to share? Projects, anything you want anybody else to know?
That's about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you being so open. I will share all of your links below so that everyone can show up and support you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I hope that hopefully next year we could do this again and hear about the progress of the school.
I look forward to it.
All right. Thank you guys for watching The Bridge Views. Again, my name is Ashley and we had Orson Charles. We look forward to seeing you guys next time. Make sure you comment below, follow, and subscribe. I will have all of Orson's links, and please support. Thank you guys. Bye.